guys, welcome back to another sort of chat from the back video. Awesome to be back. It's been ages since we filmed the last one.
Going on.
Bits happened since then. You've now celebrated winning the Premier League.
Liverpool have officially won the Premier League.
Congratulations, mate.
Thanks, mate.
So obviously that's it's only been like 6 weeks.
Yeah, about 6 weeks.
Like really short break this time, which is awesome. Get back into the football a lot quicker. Obviously there's been stuff going. Obviously your club's won the league. My club got relegated, unfortunately. Charlton went down to League One. We're hoping to have our ownership fixed up in the next week or so, I'm pretty sure. But
God can only hope.
We need it. But as you've seen from the title, this video is Premier League predictions. I worked out my predictions last night. Scotty seems to agree with them as well. So, what do you say we get stuck into the predictions and how we see it playing out?
Let's do it, mate.
So we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. Start with the relegation teams. I think this year, we both agree that the 3 teams going down will be West Brom, West Ham, and Burnley. West Ham always seem to be that side that everyone thinks will go up, do well, but they've sort of fallen off a bit the last couple of years and not done what's been expected. I think this year may be the year that they actually go down.
For years they've got up there, but they've also have dropped a lot of points when they need to win them.
There's those couple of games that they should win, but they seem to lose. West Brom, I think, I haven't really seen too much from them in the transfers and all that. Nothing against West Brom.
Been no major signings.
If they stayed up, I'd be happy for them, but I just don't. And Burnley, we were talking before, they did really well at the end of last season to stay up, but they've lost a lot and they haven't really brought much in.
Well, like I said, they're drawing games they should win, and there's a few upsets for them with the big teams. However, they are a full-strength side versus a second-rate team when the upsets happen.
Yeah. So we both agree that they're going to be the 3 teams that do go down. And then we'll probably go up to maybe mid-table. Let's work out we'll talk up to 10th right now. So in order from 17th up, we've got Brighton, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Sheffield United, Southampton, Fulham, and Palace. So obviously at the lower end of that, around Newcastle, Villa, Brighton, that could change with the relegation. Who we don't know yet.
I see Sheffield finishing a little bit higher, maybe 12th or 11th.
A little bit higher. Fulham, I think, are going to have a solid season. Scott Parker took over at the end of 2 years ago when they were in the Premier League and they got relegated, and he did show a lot in those last couple of games, and he showed quite a lot last year in the Championship.
They're definitely going to have a fight on their hands.
Yeah. Sorry about that. That was just an email on my phone. Using my phone for the lighting. In the process of organising the lighting to make this a little bit better. And Palace, obviously being a Charlton fan, I want Palace to go down. I can't. If Palace finish bottom, get relegated, no wins, I'm happy. I see them going pretty much solid mid-table, 11th. You agree with that?
Yeah, I'd say solid mid-table.
Yeah.
They're not moving from that point.
No, I think they've really, especially under Roy Hodgson, they seem to have established themselves in the Premier League, and I think they're going to start building now. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see how much longer Hodgson does stick around for, given age isn't really on his side in terms of management at the moment.
And management wants to see results as well. And they're going to bring in a new young mind to help them push up.
And you're seeing that a lot in the teams. There's less of those older heads that have been around for donkeys, been around for ages, and they're getting in the more youthful managers now.
Well, hopefully they keep him on as a advisor or something.
Similar to what we'll get touch on later with Man United, similar to what Sir Alex does with Man United in sort of overseeing.
Yes.
So then we'll go from say 10th. We've got Everton, 9th Leicester, 8th Spurs, and 7th Arsenal. So, do you agree with that, or?
Judging from Leicester's end of season performance,
and
I think they're not going to finish in the top 5.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure they're playing in Europe, aren't they? They've got European football, so I think that will affect them a lot as well. I've got Everton in 10th. I think, they have brought in James Rodriguez, but I think, as we were talking about at our soccer on Sunday, the sort of player that Rodriguez isn't as influential now as, say, 5-6 years ago.
Yes, that is correct. I do believe that.
That cam role is a lot different now. You generally play with your 3 solid midfield, and you don't really have that central attacking anymore.
No, you don't see it. You see it very rarely, but it does not happen as frequently as it should.
It's the same as with Arsenal finishing in 7th. Mesut Ozil is the same. He had that solid position for so long, but the game's evolved in the last couple of years that position's, I don't want to say irrelevant now, but it's very rare that you see a game dominated by someone playing a cam role.
That is true, because, again, with Mesut Ozil, he was brilliant for Arsenal when he first signed, ran his heart out, did his best. They finished, I think it was 5th at one year because of it, when they were slumping.
Or 4th, because Arsenal have always finished 4th. It'll be interesting to see how that works. And I think Everton are seeming like they're putting a lot of the eggs in the basket of James Rodriguez, which I don't know if that's going to work. But the one that really stumped me was Spurs and Arsenal. I can see them rotating all throughout the year in 7th and 8th. That I see that as a toss of the coin. The only reason I've gone Arsenal is even just watching them in the Community Shield. They look solid.
They did.
And
they beat Liverpool.
They beat Liverpool on penalties, but
even to get a draw out of it and go extra time, it's a big feat even for Liverpool to be pushed that far.
Yeah, given the way Liverpool have been the last 2 years, it's Arsenal 7th, Spurs 8th. As I said, that can rotate a few times. But now on to the top 6. So in 6th I have Wolves. So I think, are they in Europe again this year or not? I don't believe so. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Europa
again.
Yeah.
Well, and you look at how solid they were. They started slowly, but you look at how well they worked into it.
They have built up,
and that was playing in Europa last year as well, and they went deep as well. So I see them doing really well again this year. 5th. This is the one where a lot of people have told me I'm wrong. You can see Scotty laughing. For some reason, I've got Leeds. I've got Leeds finishing 5th. It's I know they haven't really had the best of pre-season, off-season, whatever you want to call it, given it was only 6 weeks. Not a lot of signings, but I think the signings they have made are going to be integral to keeping, building a strength in that side.
And for Leeds as well, when they were in the Championship, they botched promotion. If they can get 5th, or hopefully they can, they're going to have to put in 110% every single week.
But yet again, as I've said to someone today, I look at Bielsa's match play style, and for me, it's something the Premier League hasn't seen.
It'll be a different concept, for sure.
And his sides have always been up there. I definitely think they're not. I've spoken to people that think they're going to finish bottom half of the table. There's no way they're finishing bottom half. I don't think there's any way they'll finish bottom half. It'll be it'll be a cock up of.
I say the lowest place would be 10th.
Yeah,
maybe
proper mid-table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to welcome back to the Premier League, that's a pretty.
Yeah, welcome back. I don't think they'd won it the last time we done chat to the back.
No, I don't think so.
From the back, congratulations to Leeds, Fulham, and West Brom on coming back up to the Premier League Fulham was just 1 year out. Welcome straight back. Leeds, obviously, well documented how long they've been out for, and the fall from grace they had. I think with the ownership they've got there and the playing group they got there, they're going to be very solid. I think, I don't want to eat my words, but I think it'll be a long time before they drop out of the league again.
I reckon they'll be 4 years. I reckon.
You reckon they'll be in there for 4 years? See, I don't know. I reckon they're going to get in there now. I reckon they may have a solid year this year, bit of a dodgy year next year, but then I think they're going to build and stay up there progressively.
Yeah, and who knows? They might actually win it.
They might win it. You never know. Well, Leicester won it a couple of years ago. So, and now onto the top four. In fourth place, I'll have Man City. What do you think of that?
I reckon this year will take a big hit to them.
Yeah, like obviously the top four I think is going to be so tight this year. They're going to be chopping and changing all throughout the season. But I just think there was so much talk and hype about Messi joining City. I don't know whether they've looked too much into that and not looked much into the rest of the squad, or
I reckon they put way too much confidence in the one player to buy.
Yeah. Third, Man United.
I'll give that. They finished really strong. They managed to finish third last year.
Yeah, they finished really strong. They were quite unlucky in the Europa League against Sevilla. Would you say?
I'd say it was unlucky. But again, well done to Sevilla.
And well done to Bayern on winning the Champions League. But I think them having such a strong end to the last season, having such a short break, gives them so much momentum going forward into this season.
I'd say so. If Ollie's at the wheel, as the fans would say.
Yeah.
Can't believe I said that. But
yeah. Well, being a Scouser, like, what's going on? And now, second, and the team that I believe will win it. Second, Liverpool. So therefore, I believe the champions will be Chelsea this year. How do you feel with me saying Liverpool are going to finish second?
Well, honestly, I'd say if we can, all I would like for my team is to finish in the top four. Obviously, get Champions football and just do well. Hopefully, but your prediction is wrong. Obviously.
Yeah.
Liverpool will obviously win.
Yeah. See, like for me, the big deciding factor in this was their result against Blackpool last week in pre-season. Like, Blackpool were up 2-0 at Anfield against Liverpool. Like, yes, Liverpool won 7-2, but, like, if you're giving away a 2-goal lead against Blackpool, like, you've got to imagine what the Chelseas, Man Cities, like Man United, Arsenal, Tottenham, Wolves, like, what they're going to do.
I do have to agree with you on that.
And they're not the sort of teams that you'll be able to just flick a switch and go and build that back. Like, that is... That 2-goal, that could be the game right there. Exactly. Like, that's the only reason I have Liverpool finishing second is... Like, seeing that result...
Too many missed opportunities. Yeah. That's what our deal was last year. So this could happen again this year, I believe.
And, like, seeing, like, you won the league last year. You're the best team, without a doubt. But then I think, for me, the reason I have Chelsea winning it is you look at all the signings they've made. And, like, the thing is, everyone wrote Chelsea off last year, having Frank Lampard as a rookie coach, or manager. Couldn't make any signings either in the transfer windows. Lampard showed what he's capable of last year. You look at their intent this year with the transfer window. Abramovich has thrown the money at saying, let's go. They've really strengthened their side. I don't see...
I just wonder, with all the signings, how are they going to change their team dynamic? Because players will want game minutes, and there's a lot of egos in there.
Yeah. Well, again, like, I've been watching the Tottenham special on Amazon, or I think it's All or Nothing, or whatever it is. And there's a point there where you see Mourinho having talks with players about stuff like that. But I think having Frank Lampard, who's so recently retired from the game, he knows what that's about as a player.
Of course.
And then he also now knows...
And he's a Chelsea legend.
And you saw what he did with Derby when he managed Derby. He got into the playoff final. So he's definitely a top quality gaff. I think I see Chelsea winning the league this year. I don't want to say comfortably. I think everyone in that top four will have a shot at maybe a couple of weeks on top at one point or other. But
it'll be the one game that decides it.
Yeah.
I reckon.
So, what do you think? Pretty solid on the predictions.
I'd say they're pretty solid.
Yeah.
As I said, I've made my opinions about the changes.
Yep.
But yeah, pretty solid at predictions,
Yeah.
I reckon.
So, obviously, start of the season. This is being filmed on Wednesday.
Yes.
Obviously, you're seeing this video on the day of the start of the season. How good is it to have Premier League back? Thankfully, it was only 6 weeks off. I don't know how I'm going to going back to the normal 2-3 months off that we normally get. I don't know how I'm going to go to that. Thankfully, next year we'll have Euros.
Yes.
All things going to plan, we'll have Euros next year. Through my heritage, I've got 4 chances with that. I don't like.
I've only got the one.
Yeah. Well, I think the two best chances I'll have is Germany and England. The ones I'll struggle with are obviously my Irish heritage and Finnish. I'm actually part Finnish, so for the Euros next year, we'll probably try and put some videos out, and I'll be hopefully wearing a Finland jersey. But yeah, as I said, it's all good now. Football's back, Premier League's back. We'll see how you and your mob go being the 100, Liverpool being the 100. We'll see how they cope with that this season.
No pressure.
No pressure. If you've got what are your predictions? Let me know in the comments down below. Jump over onto my socials. I'll put the links in the description down below. Hit me up on there. Let me know what you think your predictions are. Where do you think I'm right and wrong in mine? Do you reckon I'm far off? Do you reckon I'm pretty spot on? Let me know in the comments below.
Welcome back to football.
Welcome back to football. Thanks for joining us, and we'll hopefully see you again soon. But as always, keep living a great life. Peace.